Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is Game God Fluent, bringing you episode 1 of a new Let's Try. Just got the feeling to play this game. I noticed it in my games that I had purchased, just games I had purchased on Steam. The name caught me and I looked at it and I said, oh, kind of interesting. So I thought, you know what, let's just hit play on it and record it and see what happens. So yeah, this is episode 1 of Let's Try Kilta. I'm a little stuffy right now, so I apologize if I sound terrible, but let's go ahead and hit play and get into it. I have not played this at all. I don't know really what to expect too much, except it's got, according to the Steam page, a great soundtrack and beautiful pixel art. So let's check out the options. Floating health bars, camera movement, camera shake, camera wobble, character transparency, depth of field sounds good to me. Sound, other, skip scene dialogues, credits. Okay. Alright, so let's hit new game. See what happens. Select 2 starting heroes to start a new game. Locked heroes become available once you've recruited them during a playthrough. Normal mode. Okay, so we've got Americus, the retired guard. Auto attack is physical melee. I will do my best to serve your purpose. I am at your command, he says. Alright, some stats there. He's got Hammer of Justice ability. Its defenses. Americus brings down his hammer, targeting all enemies on a random file. Each target is hit by 130% of his physical power. The targeted enemies are also stunned for a base duration of 1 second, increased by magical power. The total duration is divided between every targeted unit. So his magical power is only 8. So we select him, and then we have Velia, the Magpie Rogue. She's got an 18 magical power. She's also physical melee. You got nothing to worry about. Just don't stand between me and my mission. Oh, and he also has Righteous Quake ability, which is offensive. Americus brings down his hammer, targeting all enemies on a random rank. So I guess there's ranks and files. Each target's hit by 130% of physical power. The targeted enemies also receive a physical power and magical power debuff of 10 for a total base duration of 2.2 seconds, increased by magical power, and divided between every targeted unit. Velia has Magpie's Boon ability. It's defensive. Magically strikes a random enemy with a power value of 90% of her combined physical and magical power. She also gains 2 stacks of dodge, concealing her from the enemies. And Magpie's Mark, the offensive trait. Her companion Magpie physically strikes an enemy with a power value of 100% and Velia's combined physical and magical power. The target is also inflicted with increased aggro and physical mitigation and magical mitigation debuff for 6 seconds. The severity of each scaling with magical power. Okay. Pretty self-explanatory stuff. Let's hit start game. Chapter 1, The Looming Shadow in the Forest. It's pretty late night, so I'm just kind of chilling here. In the deep corners of your mind, you hear a whisper. Create guild, the twin continents. Where am I? The voice seems clearer now. Create the greatest guild in the twin continents. I can't remember. It seems I might have broken the subject. Should I try finding another one? You slowly regain consciousness and see who the voice belongs to. Ah, you're awake. I was afraid I might have broken you. Who are you? Oh yes, where are my manners? You may call me Overseer. I'm here to guide you through this ordeal. Is that a talking cat? A cat? Is that some kind of a foreign creature? Do they have fur? Are they mechanical, organic, magical? How does their ouse taste like? Oos. Interesting. I must study these cat creatures at once. In the meantime, you should get started with your new mission. You do know the details of your task, right? After all, you signed the contract just moments ago. I must create the greatest guild in the Twin Continents? Magnificent! Quite a simple task, isn't it? With enough time, it's something even a mortal like you can complete. You might as well start now, Guildmaster. You will need to recruit a strong team to do your bidding. I took the liberty of recruiting your first companions. Velia is the skilled rogue mercenary who will deal with your enemies swiftly and quietly. Americus is a retired guard looking for a place to serve again. He will be most loyal to your cause. It's time to go and meet your new pawns, Guildmaster. Guild management. While in the guild, you can perform various actions to prepare yourself for the ever more challenging quests ahead of you. These actions include equipping your active party with better items or changing up the party composition. Okay. Greetings, Sir Jan Americus of the Kingdom of Netrico at your service. Could you be so kind to lend a place for this old guard to serve? Your wish will be my command. Ability selection allows us to select an ability for the hero. Good day, Guildmaster. My name is Velia, and yes, the bird's with me. I'm on a very important mission, and I might need some extra hands. In exchange, I'll play along with your guild. We just pick one. The boon. I kind of like Magpie's boon, honestly. So we'll go with that, and that's defensive. I like the stun, although it's divided by every targeted unit. But it's increased my magic power, Righteous Quake. I kind of like Righteous Quake. Rank and file, I'm not sure which one is which. Let's go with debuff on them for 4 seconds, 2.2 seconds. Continue. Okay. Here we are. Main objective, complete your first official quest. Inventory. Okay, we've got an old trusty sword. This sword has seen better days and wasn't that great in the first place, but it can still do the job. Simple bow. The only noticeable thing about this bow is its lack of any notable characteristics. Mage's first staff, a wooden toy staff with no magical properties. It can still be used for the placebo effect if you keep that to yourself. And almost magical dagger. This dagger was rediscovered years after falling into the guild latrine. Despite a thorough washing, it remains an ominous quasi-magical aura. Magical power +2, speed +1, maximum health -5. Physical power +3, defense +1. I think we should give the dagger. What are those abilities again? Strikes a random enemy. I forgot about that. So we can go ahead, I guess, and give her the dagger, or he could use the speed a bit more, though. His speed is 11, hers is 16, so we'll give him the dagger, I think. And wait, his physical power, his attack is a 2. But if we take this off, it's a 9. A red 9? Or is that just a placeholder? No, that would actually give him a 2. So that is not the item for him. Let's go with giving you the dagger. And I guess he can just use the old trusty sword, which gives him an 11. Okay, physical, magical, I take it. Then we have an ancient shield, a legendary shield from an ancient time. It's pretty beat up and nowhere near as good as a brand new shield. Ancient armor, rusty armor from eras past, offers a small amount of protection. And mysterious scarf. It's not entirely clear how this piece of cloth offers any protection, hence the mysterious nature of it. Magical power. We'll give that to you, the scarf. And I think we'll give the ancient armor to you. Okay, blacksmith, sword items, okay. Quests, party overview. Okay. So we have 2 auto attacks. Defense is 23/20. No mitigation. Ability traits. Having multiple heroes with matching ability traits will grant different bonuses. Offensive traits increase offensive capabilities. Defensive bolster defense. Supportive increase health while granting bonuses from buffs. And wild count as any trait type. Okay, so offensive 1. Power values +1. Gain a dodge on kill. I guess we haven't unlocked those yet. Right, those are 3 and 5. And defensive values +1. Alright, and then we click quests. A lone wolf. Select a quest from the list. We've received our first official quest. A lone hunger wolf has been harassing the townsfolk on the nearby roads. Get rid of the wolf. Item rewards. A spear of stabbing and a swift cape. Cool. Hunger wolf. 85 health. 13 speed. 30 physical power. And savage claws. The Hunger Wolf targets a single hero that is taking cover behind their allies and claws them twice in quick succession. Both strikes hit with 90% physical power. Common wolf found in many forests and plains. Alright, we'll confirm it. And begin the quest. Very simple Autobattler, but I think more things will come into play, of course. Take enemy weaknesses into account when planning your party. Alright, deployment mode. Every battle starts with a deployment phase where you place the party on the grid. Units positioned near the front are more likely to be targeted than the ones further in the rear. Positioning heroes behind teammates will provide cover, making the covered heroes safe from melee targeting, auto attacks, and abilities. If a unit in cover is armed with a melee weapon, they will suffer a penalty to their auto attack damage. These effects will end when the covering party member or members are incapacitated. Party members can be positioned by first clicking anyone and then clicking the desired destination. You can also view the items of the heroes, as well as each unit's expected auto attack damage and probability of being targeted by melee or ranged attacks. Okay. So, oh, I love this art. Very beautiful. Velia is more of a rogue, so maybe put her in the middle rank. Aggro's only ×2. In fact, what would it would take her to a 5, down 5, but give her protected status from our defensive guru. But she's got pretty good, no, not great physical defense. 18 versus 30. Physical power 25 versus 28. We'll try this aggro melee. 0%. She won't be targeted for melee. 40% for range. And that would be it. So begin the battle. See how it goes. Okay, they're fighting. It is an auto battler. Alright. The Hunger Wolf attacks the ones in cover. Nice. There we go. Challenge First Blood completed. Win a battle. Choose a new Guildmaster skill. Miracle Mallet. Stuns the targeted enemy for 5 seconds and reduces their current ability charge to 0. The mallet itself is a tool of miraculous origin, but its operating principle is entirely mundane. Experimental Toxins, a passive. Each auto attack has a 25% chance to apply a stack of poison to the enemy, dealing damage over time equal to 120% of magical power. The experiment was a resounding success. Last words of enthusiastic expert of experimental toxins and healing potion. Instantly heals the targeted ally by an amount equal to 33% of their max health. Also grants target regen, healing 30 points of health over time. Standard issue healing consumable, guaranteed to keep any party member mostly alive. So this is Guildmaster skill. I guess I can click and do stuff. So that has a cooldown of 1 second, 4 uses per battle. I can click to attack and every time have a 25% chance to poison. Or Miracle Mallet, stun the enemy for 5 seconds. I get 3 uses per battle. I think I'll go with a good old healing potion. Seems pretty good. Victory. Velia dealt more damage. Velia took more damage. And Velia got the kill. Okay. Item reward, Spear of Stabbing. A spear made specifically for stabbing enemies. It's pretty common purpose for a spear, to be honest. Swift Cape. Charged up, grants 1 ability charge when the fight begins. This small and light cape offers little protection, but it's easy to move in. Okay. Cool. And of course there's a story which attracted me to this Autobattler. There's an overarching story. Impressive! Tell me, how are you feeling after your first day as a Guildmaster? Feeling great. Fascinating. I'm certain, given enough time, you'll be able to become one of the greatest Guildmasters out there. After all, there is nothing but time. But don't let me sidetrack you, as in order to take on bigger challenges, you'll need to recruit even more capable heroes to your ranks. Recruiting heroes. At certain points during the game, you'll be prompted to recruit a new hero to your roster. Option between 2 heroes will be given, and the choice will greatly affect how your party will shape up. Same hero can appear multiple times, so if you don't recruit someone, they might still be able to be recruited later on. On the recruitment screen, you can inspect the stats of the heroes, as well as choose between their 2 different abilities. Each ability also has one of 4 traits, which provide the party additional benefits when several heroes with the same ability trait are in the party. Okay, that makes sense then. That's what the 135 was. Each ability is also unique to the hero and allows for interesting and powerful combinations of abilities to be amassed during a playthrough. Okay, so we have choose a hero to recruit. We've got Salia is a Sind Dragon warrior with a positive look on life. Her powers enable her to use fierce flames to enhance her strikes. She's looking for great warriors to fight against. And she is an offensive trait. Or well, we could also get a defensive one. This is what we have currently. And then there's Ellen. Oh, my little friend. Let the sky fill in with the joy that will never end. The blissful bard. The radiant warrior, Solia. A dragon is a fine ally and a fierce enemy. Ellen is a human bard that has been traveling the 2 continents for a few months. Her songs can affect both allies and enemies with varied effects. She's after money and fame. A supportive ability. Ellen grants allies other than herself a speed buff of 3 with a duration based on her magical power, and a physical power buff equal to 20% of her physical power. The power buff lasts as long as Ellen's not incapacitated. Striking Tune, offensive. Ellen strikes all enemies with a magical melody using 110% of her magical power. The enemies then receive a debuff, which when struck by an ally, will deal same amount of damage and remove the effect. Oh, okay. So it's a mark, basically. Debuff duration is based on physical power. If there's only one target, the debuff will deal 50% more damage. Kind of like Rousing Melody. Speed buff is always good. And Salia has 3 Dragon Strikes. Strikes a melee target 3 times with Fiery Rage. First strike deals physical and uses her physical power. Second deals magical, using magical power. Third has the power value equal to 85% of the sum of her physical and magical power. Damage type for the final strike is determined by her highest power value. And Rising Dragon. Salia strikes an enemy with 75% of her combined physical and magical power. Again, damage type determined by the higher power values. Hit counts as auto attack and applies auto attack related effects. And she also gets a persistent and cumulative 3-point buff to her auto attack power value and 5-point buff to her maximum health. I think I'm going to get Rousing Melody and Ellen. So we'll recruit her. Challenge, the more the merrier completed. Recruit a hero. Guildmaster skills, we have Healing Potion. Can we put her out there? We can. Party 3 out of 5. Inventory, we have the Spear of Stabbing. Excuse me, we'll go ahead and put that on, giving him a 14. She's still got an 8, and I guess we can give Ellen, who has a 5. Let's see. The duration of the buff is based on Ellen's magical power. So, probably Mage's First Staff, honestly. Although the physical power buff is equal to 20% of Ellen's physical power. So if we give her the bow, magical power is 19, her physical power is 22, plus 4. Yeah, I think that seems pretty good. And the Swift Cape, 3 physical and magical defense and 1 speed. The speed, I guess we'll go with Ellen for speed, 14. Wait a minute. Let's swap that. Give him the 1 speed, taking his speed to 13. And Ellen's a 13. Very good. That looks good. So let's look at our quest next. We have a choice here. Triple Trouble. 3 more wolves have been spotted near the village from before. You know what to do. Agitated snakes. A certain merchant by the name of Vincent was trying to sell demonic vipers they had somehow managed to catch. As you might guess by now, they broke out of their cages and caused quite the ruckus. Let us go and resolve the situation. Bothersome hogs. A couple of bothersome Whizbore grunts have been raiding the local turnip fields. The farmer wants these piggies served with the remaining turnips. So is this... Okay, so we should pretty much go by the rewards. A recurve bow adds a lot to physical power. A bow named after its many curves, used for shooting arrows at things in a curving trajectory. 9 physical power, but -2 physical defense and -1 magical defense. A reinforced shield. Wow, health plus 10, physical defense 6, physical mitigation 10%, 2 magic defense. A wooden shield reinforced with a metal rim. Might be glued onto it. Oh, they're the same? The recurve bow is the same for the snakes, but a leather jacket. 15 max health, 5 physical defense, 3 magical defense, 1 speed. A somewhat protective leather jacket. It's not a fine leather jacket, but it'll do for now. And then we have a worn wand, 6 magical power, 1 speed. I like that. Grants 1 ability charge when the fight begins. Not to be confused with the worm wand. Blacksmith hammer, 8 physical power, 1 speed, Sunder 1. Each auto attack has a 30% probability to reduce target's mitigation by 20% for 5 seconds. Nice. An old hammer that was used for blacksmithing, tired of its old life. Now it hungers to destroy resistances instead for a change. I like the leather jacket. I think I'm going to go with Triple Trouble. Get both the blacksmith hammer and the worn wand. So, I don't know. We don't really have a mage character for that, but the blacksmith hammer would be nice. Oh, he's already getting 1 speed with the spear of stabbing, so maybe we'll just go for this recurve bow. And the leather jacket. So we'll do the agitated snakes. And let's do it. Certain enemy abilities can target multiple heroes. Keep this in mind when positioning your heroes. Guildmaster skills. Active Guildmaster skills are your only way to directly interact with the battle once it has started. Some active Guildmaster skills are manually targeted by the player, or they may automatically target a specific group of units. Active Guildmaster skills each have a number of uses per battle, and they all share a global cooldown, the length of which is determined by the skill that was used. Passive skills apply their effect constantly for the entire duration of battle. Over a single playthrough, you get to choose 3 different Guildmaster skills, which are all very usable in every battle. Not crazy about getting the healing potion, but alright. Alright, ranged. I guess we can put her in the rear rank. Wow, 16. Draconic Viper. Swiftly, the bite is just the beginning of pain. 33 physical power. The Draconic Viper swiftly bites a single hero using physical power. The bitten hero will get poisoned and suffer unblockable damage over time equal to 100% of Draconic Viper's physical power. She has a 25% chance to get meleeed, aggroed, 17 ranged. What if I put her here? But what would her auto attack be? Okay, still 7 ranged. So it's a good place for her. Yeah, let's try this. Let's go for it. Show items. Oh, okay. Oh, positional effects, full file. Okay, this is a file, this is a rank. Okay. Frontmost hero gains 10% defense, heroes behind gain 5% power. Cool. Full rank middle though. Middle heroes on middle rank gain plus 7.5% speed. I like that. I'm a speed guy in RPGs. Alright, let's check this out. Righteous Quake. Boom. Deadly Venom. The poison's gonna be tough. Magpie's Boon. How do I use the ability? Oh, it slows time. Is Ellen gonna use her abilities? There we go. Boom, there's Americus. Emericus. Did a ton of damage that time. Took a ton of damage. Negated a ton of damage. Healing done. Okay. And got both kills. And we got the 2 items. Items. In Kilta, there are 2 types of items at your disposal, weapons and equipment. Weapons offer great strategic value as they directly affect the weapon type for auto attacks. Heroes holding a melee weapon will only target melee targets. Melee targets are units that are not positioned behind any other units on the same file. Heroes holding a ranged weapon can target any enemy on the field. Weapons will also have a damage type associated with them that determines whether the auto attacks use physical or magical power. Right, that's what we saw with this dagger. Oh, I'm so stuffed up. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Recurve bow. Yeah, we'll give her the recurve bow, actually. We lose, you know, a little bit of defense, but it's a nice upgrade. She's now doing 10. And then the leather jacket with speed. We'll go ahead and give that to Americus, and Swift Cape. Tier 0, Tier 3. That does add 1 magical power though, but this seems to be better. Because it adds defense and such. And she can use the Ancient Armor, which is Tier 0. Wait. We'll give her the speed over the max health. There we go. Alright, that looks good. Close and look at... Whoops. Look at the quests. Oh, those other ones are gone now. Little pigs. A child from the village has sent a request to stop a wolf from chasing down some whizboars. The wolf might now lose their dinner, which it was hunting for its cubs, who are now orphans alone in a wet cave because of your actions. But who could say no to such a nice kid? Party pooper. Bandits are known to tame hunger wolves often. Together they form a formidable party. Like it or not, it's your time to do dirty and poop this party. Wild attraction, a newly found livestock farm has attracted a lot of nearby predators. A warding fence hasn't yet been set up, so it's up to us to stop them until it gets finished. Let's see how long we've been playing. 31 minutes, we still have time. So we've got a simple crossbow, more physical power but at the lack of speed, a simple crossbow for simple users, another leather jacket, which is very nice, and a blacksmith hammer, an average sword, 8 physical power, 2 physical defense, sword of average length, average weight, and average quality. It's really just an all-around average weapon. And little pigs give the sword of light, magical tier 5. 2 physical defense, 6 magical power, 2 magical defense. This sword utilizes magical power instead of physical strength. Don't forget to switch it off after each use. An apprentice's cloak, 8 physical or 3 physical defense, 8 magical defense. A cloak for a mage in training. It's originally meant to protect the wearer from self-inflicted magical mishaps, but it should also protect the wearer in a fight. I kind of like that sword of light. We can upgrade her almost magical dagger with it. Lose 1 speed, but gain more magical power. Wait, why are we gaining magical power? Oh, just to, magically strike a random enemy with a power value of 90% of combined physical and magical power. And speed buff of 3 with a duration based on magical power. What is your physical defense? 17? 18? Okay. We might put her in a... not undercover this time. I don't know. We'll see. But basically... leather jacket. Maybe we'll get her a leather jacket with a wild attraction. Little pigs. He doesn't use magical power, right? Not really. Well, the duration of the debuff is increased by magical power. We'll go little pigs. We get the quest. Help panel is a great source of information regarding many aspects of Kilta. Deployment bonuses. In addition to aggro and targeting, there are some other important considerations when placing the heroes on the grid. Starting from the 3rd battle, one of the grid positions in each encounter will provide a powerful buff to a hero placed in it. In addition, having a full rank and/or file of heroes on the grid will grant those heroes useful bonus effects. Some items and guildmaster skills also have functions that are affected by the unit's position on the grid. So, health up here. I was actually going to put everybody in the middle rank, but let's go ahead and put you maybe up here and you down here. Aggro melee, there's a 33% chance. Ranged, same idea. And yeah, she's doing her full damage. He gets health up. And plus we get 8% defense from having a full rank in the front. Alright, let's begin the battle. Cool background, beautiful art, lovely music. Oh, they're going after Il in a bit. Gonna light a smoke here. Rousing melody. Oof. Okay, let's pause and heal her. Righteous Quake. Tough Wisborg runs. Let's go ahead and heal her again. Thanks, Moon. Yeah, healing is good. Righteous Quake. Boom. And the Hunger Wolf. I thought we were protecting the Hunger Wolf. She dodged again. Velia is dodging good. Velia dealt the most damage that time. Then Americus. I was close with raw damage dealt. Damage taken. Ellen definitely took the most. Raw damage taken. It was closer. Damage negated. Americus and Velia too, with a lot of dodges and stuff. And everybody got a kill. Cool. And we got the Sword of Light and the Apprentice's Cloak. Weekly news has arrived, now playing news song. You start scrolling through the papers. Beautiful music. I'm just going to be a little quiet here. You guys can read. Okay. Hate to interrupt the music, but let's check out the two heroes. We've got Palexia is a wildkin from the aristocratic Len root. Her specialty is copying the powers of the others to fit her own needs. Good acts and claims of honesty from her are just an illusion. And Maryu is a human sage from the swamps of Lobo. She has lived most of her life in exclusion, and she has become a sort of living legend in the region. Her specialties are curses. Sage's Curse. Maryu strikes an enemy with 140% magical power. This also curses the enemy, stopping their ability charge culmination and ability use for a number of actions based on Maryu's magical power. Additionally, dispels a single buff from the enemy. That's very good. Sage's Advice. Maryu grants 2 ability charge to 3 allies. She also buffs their magic and physical power for the next action, either auto attack or ability, by an amount based on her own physical and magic power. Additionally, dispels a debuff from a random ally. Palexia. Wild. Borrows an ability from a random ally on each activation. Borrowed ability will hit with 15% increased physical and magical power. Mirror Move. Borrows an ability from a random enemy on each activation. Borrowed ability will hit with 30% increased physical and magical power. Pretty interesting, but I kind of like Mario. Kind of like Sage's Curse. Or we can go with another supportive. It doesn't say what our the support where is it? I don't know. Doesn't say what we get for 3 support or 3 offensive or what have you. So Sage's Curse. This takes longer, 4 activation charge. But she's buffing and granting ability charges. Let's go with Sage's Advice. No. Sage's Curse seems a little bit better. Alright, let's add her to the party. Check our inventory. Could probably give her the Sword of Light, really. Which is going to give her a 16 for most damage in the party. And probably Ancient Armor. No, we'll go with Apprentice's Cloak. Okay, part 4 out of 10 of chapter 1, very cool, but I think we're gonna have to save it here. Lovely game thus far. Really glad that I picked this one. I will try to make more episodes for it. Might do a second episode right now, depending what I want to do for tonight. But if we get a third offensive, we have 2. We'll gain a dodge on kill, which is cool. Supportive 3 would be each active buff adds +1 to the power values. That's cool. Defensive would be 15% of defense values added to auto attack power. Nice. So, we'll save here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, I appreciate y'all very much. You guys make it so worthwhile just knowing that you're checking out these little videos I make. I'm able to share these cool games with you guys. I love it, man. So, I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll stick around for more. Whether more of this game or more of another LP. Be that as it may, I will see you guys next time for sure. Much love, peace, and joy, guys. And, yeah, stay cool. See you guys later.